Warning, the following presentation contains cold, hard truths that might change the way you think. Viewer discretion won't do you any good now.
The Elder Scrolls IV, Oblivion Remastered. This company is classy. They're not even calling this a remake, when it's obviously a remake. Okay, never mind. It's not a remake. But Bethesda surprised us all by shadow dropping Oblivion Remastered about a month ago. And I've never been happier to climb these Bethesda mountains. I also don't remember being this nimble in the game. I'm like fucking Spider-Man. Now, I'm pretty much a Bethesda nut. I love to throw shade at them for their mountain climbing and their bugs, but they make some of the best games ever made, and Oblivion is a very important game in their history. You could tell they really like it, because all they've been doing since is copying it. Oblivion is a massive, for its time, fantasy RPG where you can level up your created character in a wide variety of ways. You explore demonic, hellish regions in Oblivion, you pillage dungeons and caves, you get freaked the fuck out by everyone's face, you collect stronger loot, you rise up the ranks in guilds, you uncover evil plots, create your own wacky spells, and you steal tons and tons of shit. In fact, this is the only game where you can throw your entire life away for stealing a strawberry.
Stop! Somebody help!
Classic Oblivion.
This is your last warning.
Now, initial sales were very good. So it's safe to say this company is back in the good graces of at least some people. But I think people are paying a little too much attention to Bethesda right now. Look at this. Amid all the excitement for Oblivion Remastered, Bethesda issues surprise Starfield patch, and fans are hoping it heralds DLC news. Are they? Because the last DLC was such a hit with fans. This is the update? That's like nothing. Calm down, guys. Now, I am not saying that we're looking at a complete redemption arc here. This game is so far from perfect, it's actually comedic. But some of the things people have been complaining about in this remaster, I just don't agree with. A lot of people have complained about the sprint animation. A lot of memes have been made about this. Someone even already made a mod that changes it. I think the sprint is fucking awesome. It's a badass superhero sprint. In fact, I've had some amazing sprints in this game. You people have no style. This is kind of funny though, I'm not gonna lie. But believe it or not, the biggest criticism this remaster appears to be receiving is actually the graphics. That's right, ol' Unreal 5er. People have used the Unreal 5 engine before, but this is maybe the second time anyone's used it with a set of balls. And those balls come with some wrinkles. This game contains the most insane texture bugs and pop-ins we have ever seen. Are you finished? Is the game ready to be played yet? This game doesn't have pop-ins. It has full cycles of creation unfolding before your eyes. It's like you watch the world form in 6 days. But to be honest, it's totally worth it. In general, the game looks incredible. And if you crank up the quality and throw on that motion blur for added realism, holy fuck. It's one of the most jaw-dropping games. Just not all the time. You gotta get it at the right time, which is around 8 a.m. or 7 p.m. But the amount of times I've stopped in my tracks just to stare at the game, either looking out at great distances or getting up close with textures like wood, stone, and just nature in general. Look at this rock. Man. Sometimes I just stand in place and watch the day go by. It's insane how realistic the sunlight's movement affects every shadow of every blade of grass. The sunlight even softens the environment when the sun goes behind clouds in a way that I've never seen. Because I don't go outside. I also like to play this game with an actual lit candle in the room near the TV, so that every time you're near candles or torchlight, you just feel so goddamn immersed. I am a fan of the graphics, but I really appreciate the thought that went into upgrading the visual style. Little things like how the soul gems look, or the nuances of recreating enemy designs. You can't help but want to stare at dead enemy bodies just to see how realistic and freaky some of these things look now. It's like, this looks so good it almost doesn't even represent Oblivion at all. At the same time, this is absolutely Oblivion. One thing I thought would hold up more than it does is the music. The music in this game is excellent, but there's really not enough cues, and it gets kinda repetitive. I muted the music and switched to Spotify playlists about halfway through, usually bumping some form of progressive metal or also something really chill like Pat Metheny's What It's All About. Anything with relaxing acoustic guitar is very good for this. People are probably like, what kind of fucking game review is this? Guys tell me to light candles and listen to Pat Metheny in the background? What the fuck? Now, like other Bethesda RPGs, Oblivion contains a main story quest and several other faction storylines that you can complete in any order whenever you want. Some people save the main quest for last, some people start with it. It all depends on how you want to write your own unique story arc. The problem I have with all this freedom is that Oblivion contains some wacky enemy scaling, that they totally left in, of course, which makes certain objectives feel pretty difficult if you wait too long to do them. For example, a lot of people have warned that you should do the Kvatch quest early on because it gets too hard if you wait. Some people may not even notice this, but I ran into it. Azura's Shrine was utterly fucking impossible to me around level 17. And at that point, I was like, I think I'm just done leveling up in this game. I'm staying under 20. Fuck that. I'll be like the Andy Milonakis of gaming. Was that reference outdated? Since beating the main quest, though, I've started feeling a lot more buff, and the game does feel a little more balanced now. So I think the scaling is a thing that probably doesn't affect you the entire game. Now, a little about my playstyle in this game. I don't tap dance and acrobat my way around like George of the Jungle. I stand in place and duel like a man, like Clint Eastwood. I duel bears in this game. Seriously. I duel bears. Just stand in place having a good old bear duel. I've had some janky duels with people too. Look at this guy. What a fucking idiot. I really don't like how often your equipment breaks in this game. I think I've gone through more repair hammers than any item in any game ever. Just blowing through these things just makes you feel really unresourceful. But the most fun I've had in Oblivion Remastered has without question been the faction quests. That includes fighting in the arena. You gotta do a hard RP of Gladiator 3, because why not? And yes, I put it on easy for this, and just wipe the floor with everybody with no strength or honor. I'm like the Steven Seagal of Oblivion. God, this is cool looking. Oh shit, it's one of those Daedroths. I could fight him, but I don't think that guy is very repair hammer worthy, if you get my drift. Oh, wait. Looks like somebody's stepping in. Well, don't mind me. Be my guest. Let me get that dead body for you, sir. I'll get this cleaned up for you. Can you move dead bodies or not? I can't even tell anymore. All right. I finally got into the Mages Guild. They gave me this sweet robe. What a life. What a robe. Yeah, like I'm gonna wear this shit. Get the fuck out of here. The more time I spend with Oblivion Remastered, it definitely feels less like a remake and more of a remaster. As much as I am loving my time with this game, it is still the same janky game it was 19 years ago. I was in college when this game came out. It blew my mind then, because I was high as shit. But I think we've been spoiled over the years, because I can't handle this level of jank all of a sudden. Way too many quests are finicky or bugged. The worst offender to me was that Dagon Shrine quest. The fact that they didn't improve this quest in some way is pretty astounding. And honestly, Bethesda, I'm kinda sick of your shit. In Dagon Shrine, you're tasked with infiltrating Mythic Dawn and stealing their magic book, the Xerxes Necronomicon or whatever. And this involves temporarily dropping all your items and gear in order to enter their ritual. What seems to be happening to far too many people is they'll finish the quest without any clue on how to get their stuff back. Now, of course, this happened to me, because I just attract bad luck. I was getting a lot of mixed information online. Some sources were saying you can pick up your belongings right after giving them up, just right there on the ground. And others, the people who were right, said that you have to kill the main guy and pick up your stuff from him.
Some dude just stole your shit. What? Where?
But none of this was working for me. I killed everyone in the cave and could not find this guy for the life of me. I looked outside, all over the mountain, nothing. So I was forced to reload an earlier save, and yes, I lost hours of gameplay. When I got back to the mission, I went right up to this jagoff and killed him immediately, took my shit back, then I stole the frickin' book. For me, this basically worked. It was a little rough, but I was done fucking around. And this is the problem with this game. There are just too many missions where if you don't save beforehand, you could potentially ruin your save file. You gotta be careful when you play this game. This game is risky. Now, I don't know if I can categorize this following point as a negative thing or not. To me, it is. Kinda depends on your point of view and opinion, I guess. But the caves in this game, not my cup of tea. Now again, this game is from an era where if they wanted to make a big game, they had to make a lot of repetitive areas. But now it just feels like some kind of hyper-realistic backrooms nightmare. I'm probably spoiled now, but these places are so confusing to navigate. And yeah, I mean even with a map. Rooms will repeat, you see the same chest sitting in the same part of the room multiple times in a row. It's like, I think because it looks like a modern game, it seems like someone tried to make them confusing on purpose. Look at this. I see a hard lockpick, so I go through it. There's nothing in here. Just fuck you. And then there are the Oblivion gates. I'm sorry, but who is doing all these? I got the idea after like the fourth one. But of course I kept doing them because you get sigil stones, which are helpful for enchanting, and I knew they'd all disappear after I beat the main quest, so I wanted to knock as many out as I could while I could. But god damn, these are repetitive. And they get a lot worse as they go. But again, this is a remaster of a game that was really huge, and repetition didn't bother us back then. I guess. I ended up doing around 20 of them. But the last few gates that I did, I just got so fed up. Fuck this. We're gonna Bethesda mountain climb our way up this shit. I'd rather do this than another Oblivion gate. I'm like Tom Cruise at the beginning of MI2. I would say the lowest moment for me, playing this game, where I nearly lost my mind, was the quest where you have to acquire a cure for your vampirism. I'm not into being a vampire. I don't care about the cool little Easter eggs and bullshit you can do. It doesn't interest me. I like sunlight. I really like sunlight. I literally stand and watch the sun move. And I don't like eating people. I'm not a sick weirdo. So you go see the witch. First, she wants soul gems. Fine. Here, take my life. Then, to create the vampirism cure, I actually had a couple of the ingredients on me, so that was good. Then it was trying to find the garlic, which involved sneaking into multiple basements and stealing it. Okay, not the worst. But then you gotta find an Argonian and stab them with the dagger to take their blood. Okay. Where the fuck am I gonna do that? So I fast travel to every single marauder camp available, hoping to run into an Argonian. Now remember, I'm a vampire, so I have to do all this at night, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Oh. Wow. A torch underwater. Alright, Bethesda. You're just being silly at this point. So I finally find a cave that has some Argonians in it. Yada yada yada. I bring the blood back to Melisande to make the cure. Oh, don't tell me the game just froze on the loading screen. Of course it did. Alright, so we hand over the Argonian blood. Ah, shit, I forgot about the vampire ashes. God damn it. It's like your wife just told you to go shopping at multiple supermarkets. You finally come home, and then she tells you you gotta go back out. Fast forward to me getting the damn ashes. I'm heading back. But what the... Where is she? Is she hiding in a locked cellar? Ugh. Okay, I reload. She's still gone. This fucking game, I swear to God. Eventually, I somehow convinced the game to proceed. Alright, 1 vampirism cure potion added to the inventory. Thank God. Let's chug this shit. What? You cannot equip this item? What in the fuck? I've been given 2 doses, 1 for myself and 1 I need to take to Castle Skingrad. Okay. I only see 1. Well, let's go to the castle and see what happens. Ah, fuck, I forgot it was daylight. What the... The door is locked now? Oh, come the fuck... Oh, my... So I get to the castle. We give the dose to the Countess. Well, that's not good.
My wife. My beautiful wife.
Let me guess. I'm not taking that dose, am I? So, what's happening? The Countess is dead. I need to speak with Hylers after the Count has had time to grieve for his wife. Oh my God. Well, not to sound callous, but how long is that going to take? Alright, I've waited a day. Is he okay yet? This is like that Seinfeld where George is stuck with Peterman while his mother is dying. Okay, after a few days, this guy finally gets out of bed. Alright. Am I cured? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? What, did I just do all that for nothing? Wait a minute. I have an item called Cure for Vampirism. This fucking game! It said 1 vampirism cure potion added to the inventory. It made no mention of this entirely separate cure for vampirism. Wait another minute. I didn't even have to do this quest at all. You can easily cure your vampirism by going to Deep Scorn Hollow and throwing some salt on a rock. That's it. I'm done. Yes, the game is, as I would say, far from perfect. You have to actually be careful when you play it, but it is worth it. It's Elder Scrolls in Unreal 5. There's a reason why this is on track to sell more copies than Starfield in a way shorter amount of time. Because it's still one of the best open world RPGs ever made. And after playing Skyrim for the past God knows how many years, it's nice to know Oblivion is still great to go back to. Yes, it has some hurdles, but what an undeniably timeless game. The beautiful world design, the consistency of the art direction, the characters, the different ways you can carve out your own story and roleplay. None of that has gone stale. Something I've also come to terms with is that it's still going to be a while before we see Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, as of this moment, we still just have that teaser from 7 years ago. I expect us to see some news very soon. But they're also saying it may not be released until PlayStation 6 is a thing. And I'll end with this. Bethesda, we know you're not gonna change. Just give us the damn game. Make it solid. Make it Elder Scrolls. Give it a good story. Make it a little weird. Give it a little sprinkle of Morrowind Shroom Trip meets Skyrim LSD life ruining. People will be happy. You don't need to reinvent the wheel or take us into other galaxies. Just do what you do. Please do Fallout 5 instead.